In Myanmar, news is emerging that security forces have shot dead 8 people during a confrontation with opponents of the recent military coup. The local news outlet Myanmar Now says 7 people were killed in the central town of Aungban. And these are the latest pictures we're getting from that scene, where people have also been wounded. One person died of their injuries after being taken to a nearby hospital. Well, news like that is increasingly hard to get out as Myanmar's military continues a brutal crackdown on dissent. That crackdown has affected protesters and the media itself. The United Nations says at least 5 local news outlets have had their licenses revoked, including Myanmar Now. In addition, more than 30 journalists have been arrested. Now, Zon Nwe, who we're about to see here, is one of the local journalists who's been taken into custody, sometimes under the threat of death. Now, members of the foreign press have also been targets, such as Thein Zaw here, a photographer with the Associated Press. It is believed that many jailed journalists are awaiting trial at Inn Sein prison, a facility that is notorious for human rights abuses. They could face 3-year jail sentences on charges of spreading false information. Let's take a closer look now at what journalists face as they try to give us a fuller picture of what's going on in Myanmar.
These police officers in Yangon are charging after anti-military demonstrators and a journalist taking photos of it all. Several police surround Thein Zaw as he tries to get away. One puts him in a chokehold. He's then handcuffed and dragged off. This happened in late February. Thein Zaw's pictures were to be sent to his employer, the global news agency AP. Outlets like DW then buy this material, so journalists like him are critical for international media to be able to report on Myanmar. Instead, Thein Zaw is now behind bars. He and a growing number of journalists and media workers in Myanmar are facing up to 3 years in jail under vague charges of violating a public order law. Thein Zaw was arrested while he was performing his work, according to the video recording and pictures published in the news. He was arrested while doing his job. This is not related at all to the public order law he has been charged with, but that's what they're accusing him of. It's estimated that over 200 people have been killed in Myanmar in a brutal crackdown on largely peaceful protests since the military's takeover on February the 1st. Getting information is becoming trickier too. The military regularly shuts the internet down and it's blocked some social media sites. It's also withdrawn the licenses of 5 major media outlets.
No one is safe under military government, especially this time, At the night time, they are raiding mainly the no media houses and media personnel. That's where one of my journalists got raided at night time at his house. I'm already prepared that there will be further crackdown on independent media, and there will be no more press freedom.
A decade after the end of the junta in Myanmar, the military is back in charge. It's a major setback for press freedom. And for journalists on the ground, it means facing censorship, threats and intimidation once again.
All right, let's get a reminder now of our top story here on DW. Diplomats from the U.S. and China have traded barbs at their first meeting since President Biden took office. The U.S. called Beijing a threat to global stability. China accused the U.S. of hypocrisy. Coming up next on DW, our documentary series, Doc Film. And don't forget that you can always go to our website, dw.com, for all the latest news and information around the clock. Thank you for watching. We can speak now to Thein Zaw, Managing Director of the Burma News International Media Group. She's joining us from Thailand. Good to have you on DW. How dangerous would you describe reporting in Myanmar right now?
Right now, it's like access to information is one of the most risky and dangerous situation for the media reporters. This times, everyone everyone are in danger, and then there are less and less media can report the crisis around the country. And many of them are already arrested, and many more are still targeted. Even now, we just got the news from the Myanmar Now that two more reporters are arrested. One is from the Myanmar Media's group, which is one of our BNI members, and also another one is from BBC. So they were arrested in Naypyidaw. So that Myanmar is one of the media, independent media that was banned for the publishing rights by the state coup. So it is like very much targeting to all the media groups, those amplifying the voices of the people, and those are doing all the live streamings of the crackdown and demonstrations. So it is very, very dangerous situation.
It's a dangerous situation. We should say that one of your own member organizations, Myanmar News, has had their license revoked. We mentioned that other news outlets have also had their licenses revoked. What does that mean for the ability of independent media to try to cover these ongoing protests?
As for the military coup, one of their main operation is against the media, because as long as the media are available and can report, and the world can hear, and the people can report what is happening around the country, so that's why it's becoming almost impossible for the media groups to report. But I can see that many medias are still trying and to report and also to stand with the people, taking all different kinds of risks. And then even though some are arrested already, but some media groups, they have a well plan. And so they had many reporters arranged beforehand. So that's why the media are still continue reporting.
And can you tell us, when we see video of the protests and the clashes, we're often looking at images from big cities like Yangon. What is the situation right now in rural areas?
Yep. So rural area, especially where BNI members are based, like all different ethnic states, including like Kachin, Rakhine, Mon, Shan. So in that areas, there has been only a few media outlets. And also they have been well known by the local, including the police and also and other authorities. So they have been the target. Some of them are already on the run because it is already, targeted them to raid their offices soon. So that's why they had to run, and then some of them already stay hideout. But while they are in the hideout, they are continue reporting the news. So that is the situation. No one is at the office anymore. So they all are on the streets, and they all are stay in different places, and some are moving a bit closer to the border area so that they can continue to report the news. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Thein Zaw, Managing Director of Burma News International, thank you for joining us on DW.
Thank you.